with former college player and coach Steve Foster and former All-Pro NFL quarterback Jeff Blake.
Yeah. Sound good to me. This sound hard. Something funky people gon' dance to. Give the record a second and a chance to. Hitting people like a scene of amazement. While they slipping back, my feet is planted in the pavement. Crumble I can never do. So now I'm looking dead at you. What are you gonna do? You listen to the knowledge of a scholar. You say how I breathe, tell them how I holler. I'm the E-double, and I proclaim my name. Straight up, good gang, peeps all game. I'm like a rhino, running through the roughest pack. They figure I'm a trigger happy nigga, so they step back. Breathe. The microphone is who lasts the longest and who's the strongest. It ain't a game, it's plain to see. You listen to the sounds of breathe. There ain't a future in your front.
That is right, and we are back. We are laying down the law. I am your host, Steve Foster, with the former All-Pro NFL quarterback, Jeff Blake. Ain't no future in your front, Jeff Blake. Styling.
This is
Frosty.
This is the jam.
He is Frosty over there. That's right. And our boy Jolo put it up there.
What you know about the Green Eye Bandit, baby?
Oh, EPMD?
Yes,
What's wrong?
It's like the E double.
Okay, all right. And, of course, we have our man, our Houston Texans insider. He's been doing a lot. Actually going to get himself maybe on TV. We're going to talk to him about that as well. Our Houston Texans insider, all the way from the north to the south, Jay Foreman. Jay, welcome back to Laying Down the Law.
What's happening, my compadres, my brother?
Hey,
What's
man,
going on?
we are fulled up, Jay Foreman. We have the former All-Pro NFL quarterback, Jeff Blake. We got the Lieutenant Governor of the South Texas District, Rod Chico Tanner. And we got Big Coach, the former professional football player himself. Hey, the one taking the A and the B gaps away so you can make those tackles, man, from the second level. Our boy Spencer Connolly looking like Coach with all his Minnesota gear on.
Doing my best, baby.
You know, and you know Jay's dad, Minnesota Vikings down, the one and only Chuck Foreman.
Oh, that's what's up. Really, that's good.
Yeah, so you could have gone up there and said a load of pops and didn't know it.
I sure could have.
That's all right. Jay, how you doing, man? What's up,
I'm
son?
doing all right. I'm doing real good, man. I can't complain, man. Everything's all to the good, and about to watch a little PGA golf. Watching some football last night, man. My Texans, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, Ryan Fitz. Hey, Jeff Blake, you got any miles left?
I do, but I just don't want to get hit.
hey, let me tell you.
If you could guarantee me I can get out there and play again and not get hit that one time, I'll go do it.
Blake, just get out of bounds and slide like Coach Ritigliano said. No?
No, you got to get out the pocket before you can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, we say Blake, and you know somebody gonna try to take that little hit going out of bounds.
Somebody gonna push me or shove me, Steve. I don't have time for that. No.
You don't. You got kids. Jay Foreman, what was going on last night? Was it too much college coaching on a professional level? Did he just run the Texans, and this being first year and new head coach Bill O'Brien? Because 32 donut, it just was lifeless. 2 interceptions by Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know, I was listening to the game because I was trying to catch Johnny, and man, lifeless.
Yeah, it was. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I don't know. I mean, 2 interceptions in a preseason game, and you're a starter. I think when you're only going to get 10 to 12 plays, I bet you that quarterback rate has to be negative. I know Arian Foster didn't play. I know Andre Johnson didn't play. But the other guys, he's had a significant amount of time to have worked with. So, that's very alarming for, me as a Texan alumni, and then also, for the Texan fans. And I know it's one game. You can't read into too much, but Arizona defense is pretty stout. But you got to think that everything's very vanilla. Jeff will tell you this: everything going into this game is very vanilla on both sides of the ball because they just want to see guys make plays and be athletic. Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's always been his knock on him. He'll have a game where he'll throw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and maybe 1 interception. Then they'll have the game with 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. And so we need a consistent Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I don't know if he could ever be that, though, as well.
But didn't y'all just get rid of the quarterback that was doing that?
Yeah.
No. The question is, didn't you have a chance to draft a quarterback that may not do that has some electricity and is
He's electrifying, isn't he?
Yeah, and you let number 2 walk right out the state. And
it's hard to pick Johnny Manziel over Clowney. Now, could they have traded back up and maybe have got him? Yeah, but the thing that was alarming, all the quarterbacks that were rookies this year were all about the same. I mean, I know Johnny Manziel, everybody's thinking that he's going to come into the league and light it on fire. I'm going to pump my brakes very hard on that. He hasn't been hit yet, and he hasn't went against the ones yet for extended period of time. Now, did the Texans maybe make a mistake by not drafting a guy, in the first or second round? Maybe so, but I'm going to hold on that type of thought because I'm assuming that they have a plan. And, with Mr. Smith, the GM, and obviously with O'Brien, I'm assuming they have a plan to maybe make a move during the preseason or in the first part of the regular season. I think Ryan Mallett didn't help out enough last week or his game, but I'm assuming that they have a plan moving forward.
We're talking with Jay Foreman, former Houston Texans linebacker, our Houston Texans insider. Spence, you got a question?
Jay, I have the same concerns about Clowney. When you talk about the reps that Johnny's taking against the ones, I'm waiting to see, how quick and how fast, Clowney can get off a block. Running a 4.5 is one thing, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never going to get off the ball and run a 4.5, do it in a straight line. Those boys are kick stepping and they're better athletes up front too. So, I'm looking forward to see, because he hasn't proven anything either. But all of that, the draft stuff is still guesswork. That's why on the NFL Network they have the biggest bust. They have that show for the biggest bust. All of it is still guesswork. So, the discredit Johnny, we still don't know what Clowney can do. We know what he can do on paper. We know what he did in the draft. We know what he did in college. But it's still it's a totally different animal.
Yeah, most definitely. When you have, I guess, the junior year that he had, going into the draft, the question marks were raised. The big thing was his effort. Will he give you everything he got? I think he's quieted those doubts. Now we've drafted him, and then now we're putting him at outside linebacker. So essentially, we're taking him from his comfort zone, and essentially he's a fish out of water right now. And you saw on the play on the out and up by John Carlson, he's just not used to that, those are the type of plays that he's going to face. He's going to face, Jeff, as you know, the bunch route. He's going to face the motions. And then he's going to get the shifts back to his side. And then he has to get in position not only to play the run, but then also to cover in the pass. And that's the issue when you take a guy and then he will play slower because he's not used to playing outside linebacker. And with him, I think he's so explosive. And he's so quick and he's so strong and agile and he has such outstanding athletic ability, he'll be able to get off blocks just because of that. He's a legitimate 6'6", 6'7", 260, 270, where he'll be able to get into guys, and he doesn't maybe have the functional strength or the technique of the J.J. Watt, but he'll be able to use his arm over moves and see what really helps him a lot in the run game. If he's out of position and he needs to recover, his arms and his legs are so long that he'll be able to make up ground in a half a step or a full step that most guys can't.
Is he? I guess you talk J.J. Watt, but kind of a new modern Javon Curse. They called Javon Curse the freak because of his athleticism and the reach and the length and the speed off the corner. Does this defense that the Texans have serve him well, or should they change their front to actually cater to Clowney and J.J. Watt?
I think that it's perfect as you saw when J.J. Watt got the sack, in third down or passing situation. And let's face it, this is a passing league. So, the nickel defenses, the dime defenses, the three-man front are going to be more prevalent. You're going to see those a lot more than your base 3-4 guys and your, base 4-3. So with that being said, it doesn't matter what they play during base. Majority of his snaps, and I imagine as a rookie, are going to be in those nickel and dime situations, and I call it a peso when you have 3 down linemen. So that's going to play to his advantage, especially earlier on in his career. Now, if they get in a game where they got to play like a Seattle, where they're going to line up and try to beat you up, I really prefer him as a 4-3 because I think with that type of athletic ability and what you evaluated him on for 3 years, and then if you take even another 3 years back to high school, that's what he knows. That's what I'm watching on tape. That's what I'm drafting him number one as. But you have Romeo Crennel, you have Mike Vrabel, you have a established, well-renowned defensive coordinator, and you have an up-and-coming great linebacker coach and a great player in himself and Mike Vrabel. So he's in the best position to make that transition, from defensive end to outside linebacker.
Well, they get pressure clearly off the corner.
I would put both of them on the same side. J.J. Watt and Clown.
Yeah.
I would put both on the same side.
That sounds good.
That's what I would do. I mean, that's a beast. I put him at outside linebacker and put J.J. Watt in the 9 technique and bring both of them.
And just say this side of the field is closed.
It's closed. especially the wide side of the field because you got a back trying to block Clowney.
And just wreak havoc.
It's just havoc. You can't block both of them unless you bring.
No, yeah. Well, if you saw when you watched the game and you saw the highlight, they both were on the same side.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to see. You're going to see them both on the same side, and then once they start mixing in the game, and then when Cushing gets healthy, they'll be able to blitz Cushing up the middle, and then they need somebody on the other side to really take advantage of these two. Because if I'm an outside linebacker, if I'm Whitney Merciless or I'm Brooks Reed, I'm thinking this is my contract year. This is set up, tailor-made for me to have 10-plus sacks and to go in there and rob the bank.
Because they're not watching you?
They're not. You're going to get more one-on-one blocks that you ever had. You're going to get more one-on-one blocks against running backs that you ever had because they're going to slide to J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. So when you're going up against a running back, that should automatically be a win. That should be a quarterback's worst nightmare. That is going up against a running back. And that's including Steve Foster.
You never want to get.
I'd never from high school varsity on, I never chopped anybody. Now I tell you what, maybe that's half my issues. But I would have to take, and I would not like taking Jay Foreman on head up. I know, Jay, you would probably try to punch me in the mouth, try to hit me in the side of my ear hole. I know you do a lot of things. Maybe legal, maybe
Steve,
not.
You are a win by any means necessary. There's no way I believe that you wouldn't cut or chop. I don't believe that.
If I had to at the last minute. But I'm coming at him head up because I want him to know that it's not an easy day because you think that the backside is just a bunch of punks because we just pretty and running and catching the ball. Now, that makes for a long day, and I don't know how long your career is, but you're absolutely right, though, Jay Foreman. You have to take the outside linebacker versus the running back because running backs by nature are at a slighter disadvantage. You have the size and just as much speed and quickness as we do, and we're not used to over a course of a period to trying to take you on at 230 plus, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you have two outstanding pass rushers that you can move around and are athletic enough to where, J.J. Watt can rush from the outside. That's what makes him so great. Then you can even, put Clowney on the inside, as when you saw when the Giants had that NASCAR defensive line when Justin Tuck was in the middle. When you have two guys like that, it frees up everybody else. And then you have Cushing, who is probably a better blitzer than I would say a cover linebacker right now, especially coming off two devastating knee injuries. You want him going straight forward versus trying to match up with, a slot receiver or somebody coming across the middle. And then you have the ultimate unknown on the other outside position, whether it's Brooks Reed or Whitney Merciless, who can get to the quarterback and who can provide that consistent, I would say, second level pressure as far as, rushing the passer. And that's what would make the Texans' defense better, and in turn, it will make the team better. But if the other guy on the outside, opposite of Clowney, and then I guess Watt as well, doesn't step up, whoever it may be, or they don't play, committee, rush by committee, you will see the Texans struggle not only on defense, but then overall as a team because with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, things have to be, I would say, set up and tailor-made for him to be successful. You don't want him to be, Jeff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't want to be 20-20 and with 3 minutes left and have to have him drive 85 yards. You want him to have a 7-point lead to kind of manage the clock, dink and dunk, and then they just slowly but surely let the clock run out, or the defense come back out and shut down the game.
Yeah. You have a lot more solutions on defense than you do on offense right now.
Oh,
and
yeah,
again,
definitely.
the two
Especially
big
for the
weapons.
Texans.
The two big weapons didn't play. However, the distribution.
A lot of people, starters didn't play this. I mean, Drew Brees didn't play with the Saints. The Saints still won. They still look good. Their backups look good. They completed balls.
Yeah.
They got the ball out. They scored touchdowns. They ran the ball well. Sam Bradford didn't play for the Rams, and they put up 24 points.
Right. But to put up a goose egg on the road to – the Arizona Cardinals have a pretty good defense. However, they should have got at least a field goal or something like that. I mean, it absolutely makes sense. Well, let me ask you this, Jay Foreman, because I know you did this because you're a big sports guy, especially in football. What did you think about Johnny Manziel?
I thought he did well. I thought it was for a start for him, his first game. I mean, Jeff will tell you, and I'll definitely attest to this, your first preseason game, you just want to be walking and chewing gum when you're done because nobody in their first preseason game really plays well just because you're so nervous and you don't really know what to expect. I would look for consistent improvement from him and by him moving forward. Now, let's not forget, Brian Hoyer played really well. And if they're trying to say this is a true open competition, Brian Hoyer will start the first quarter of the season.
But he's not as electrifying as Johnny, though.
No, he's not electrifying, but he's a better quarterback.
Right.
I don't care about.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but
when I'm a veteran. When I'm a veteran,
yes.
and my time in this league is very short, and I know the GMs and them are not making decisions based on veterans,
no.
But ultimately the coach and the GM are going to be judged by wins, not by electricity. Now, granted, Johnny Manziel brings a dynamic to the game of the ultimate unknown and electricity. Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's not going anywhere. I'm not saying he shouldn't play. I'm saying he's not the guy that I'm going to have start. He doesn't have any experience. He doesn't know the NFL route tree yet. He is not able at this point in his career to be a starter where you think that he's going to essentially compete against the Pittsburgh Steelers, against the Cincinnati Bengals, and definitely the Baltimore Ravens on a consistent basis. Now, can he bring the dynamic to where he people have to prepare for him, and then he can grow into something as the season goes on, and then at the end of the season end up being a starter? Of course. But I'm talking about right now, no way, no how. And the people are going to come to the game just because he's on the roster. So that's already set in stone. So if you can't judge it on what's going on in the pocket. You got to put a good product out there because if the Cleveland Browns lose, and they have been losing for a very long time, it doesn't matter what Johnny Manziel does because they're going to lose. They want to see a good football team out there, and right now I think Johnny Manziel is better as a situational guy and a backup quarterback.
There it is. The
Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, there it is. I thought you knew. Yes, our Houston Texans insider. We'll discuss it next segment, and we're going to bring you back, Spence, no doubt, for sure. Jay Foreman, our Houston Texans insider. You're going to be down in Houston doing some things with the team this year. Look forward to that as well. We certainly appreciate all the insight that you give as a former starting NFL linebacker and part of the original Houston Texans as well, man. Thank you.
Man, can I get the invite down to Austin? I mean, I see Jeff Blake, man, looking like was it Blair Underwood?
Number one starter, baby.
What?
I mean, can I get down to Austin?
Yeah,
and
man.
a little bit, man?
You can stay with me, or we can get you a nice fat hotel room. I mean,
man,
Chico got me. We can do it.
Hey, Jay, it's Chico, man. We got you taken care of, brother. Just come on down.
You got to get here.
You either come to Austin or you come visit
San
me
Antonio,
in
anywhere.
San Antonio, home of those Spurs.
Yeah, NBA champs.
I don't know, man. Barkley got me scared coming down there. Yo, we talking about them big women down there, man.
Don't let Barkley taint you like that, brother.
Yeah.
I got you, dog.
We'll send you some photos. We'll send you some photos of what he missed.
Hey, this is 2014, man. You know, you can hit me on the text and stuff, man. I got to get down there. I might just take a day trip early.
All right, we send you back some San Antonio proper on the Twitter pages, okay?
All right, man.
All right, we appreciate it. And we're going to take the sidebar. We're going to come back. We're going to pick up with Spence and then go strong into the end of the hour with the AAU focus on U Sports. We're going to say hello to our sponsors, too, when we come back right here on Laying Down the Law.